Hello everybody, it's Adam here giving you a little pre-music intro. Unfortunately, I have been a complete idiot, and for the first time in 76 episodes, I forgot to turn my mic on. We've got these fancy mics. We all bought exactly the same mics when we started this podcast so that we would all sound exactly the same. I've got mine set up. I've got it plugged in to my laptop, and yeah, it's not even that I forgot to turn it on, it's just I forgot to select that mic. So for this episode, everything you hear me say has unfortunately been recorded through my laptop, which was sat quite a lot further away from me than my proper professional lovely sounding mic. So this is a little warning. Hopefully it's one of those things that you will just get used to, and the incredible opinions and content that we provide will help you forget about it very quickly. The other guys sound fine. They remembered to use the right microphone, so they sound absolutely perfect. It is just me. So yeah, you'll definitely notice the difference. But hopefully, like I say, it'll be something you forget, and hopefully you can forgive me. So hopefully you can enjoy the rest of the episode, and here it is, episode 76 of Hardest Part of the Ring.
That is the hardest part of that ring. For the hardest part of the ring.
Hello and welcome to episode number 76 of Hardest Part of the Ring, the podcast where four friends get together to celebrate the wonder of professional wrestling. And goddamn, there's been a lot of professional wrestling recently.
All the professional wrestling.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. All of it.
Literally all of it. And to do that, I said there were usually four of us, but today, Brett, I mean, he said he's got lots of work, but do you think he's just cracked under the pressure of all this wrestling?
He's still catching up.
Yeah. I reckon Brett's watched it all, though.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's a fibber.
He says he has.
I'm not sure he's watched a day of wrestling in his life, to be fair.
Listeners, what do you think? No, don't tell us. I know for sure that Brett is actually busy because he's got a Riptide Wrestling debut. Debut? Oh my God.
Oh my God. Whoa, big news.
Yeah, I meant deadline. God.
A deadline for a debut?
Two completely different things. No, he's got a deadline. He's doing some design work for Riptide, and he was hoping to pod, but, you know, Josh and Tom are just cracking the whip.
Do you reckon if he did debuted on Riptide, he'd be known as the art director and just be like, nah, that's shit. I
was going to say, he's a little bit like, if Riptide made like a PlayStation 1 game, Brett would be a secret unlockable character.
Oh my God, yeah, that'd be so good.
That'd be amazing.
He'd be strutting around with Deborah and Bob Ollie. Those famous Riptide wrestlers.
Yes.
Nope.
Good stuff,
Cool.
Sam. That is a sign of things to come for this podcast. We are here to talk about all sorts of stuff, and obviously, you know, we wish Brett was here, but it'd be nice to have an extra hand to talk about everything. But we are going to try and cover AEW Fight for the Fallen, WWE Extreme Rules, and New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax.
Oh, it's been a big week. Big weekend.
Major.
I think I'll probably climax at the end of all that.
Jesus.
Cool.
Good Lord.
Sorry, guys.
Cut the mic.
So let's get into it after this.
Oh, what an explosion of a human body on the ring apron.
The hardest part of the ring.
Yeah, very small, if any, padding. It's basically that mat you're looking at. And that damn thing is nothing but feels like, I don't know, sandpaper.
Right then, as I said, we're going to try and talk about three different promotions. AEW and WWE, we're going to do a standard sort of pay-per-view review, maybe slightly shorter than our normal ones because they're both on one show. And then with the G1, I think it's just going to be basically Sam recommending us a load of matches. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yep.
It's basically all of them.
All of, including tag matches? Should I watch all the tag matches?
No, that's the trick to get through this weekend. Skip all tag matches. Doesn't matter what the promotion is, AEW, WWE, whatever. Just don't bother.
Really? Interesting.
No, that's not true.
Okay. Well, we'll find out what our approaches were as we go on because we all had a lot to do, a lot to watch, a lot to catch up on. And we're going to start with AEW Fight for the Fallen, which took place at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. Sam, one of your favourite ever people comes from Jacksonville.
Yeah, Fred Durst?
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was going to be him. Good old Fred. I like the amphitheatre. Amphitheatre?
The way the stage was set up was really cool, wasn't it? It
was very WCW in a good way.
I thought it looked a bit like a cruise ship. Again, in a good way. In a good way. It looked really
Did
cool.
I hear the comms right where it said that the dad of the Khans designed it? Is that right?
Yeah, Shad Khan, I believe, designed it.
Dad Khan.
Dad Khan.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently so. I mean, who knows? I mean, he was probably just sat in the room with the designer or the architect who was just going absolutely mental. Fuck no, we can't do that, Shad.
I liked it, though. I think, you know what? If he set out to make an amphitheatre for wrestling, he succeeded.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. The attendance was 5,000, apparently.
Oh, a little more than that.
Okay.
Well, we're useless at this, John.
Yeah.
I googled it.
We guess at the best of times.
And we had a comms team of Jim Ross, Excalibur, and the return of Alex Marvez, who did a lot better this time round, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I thought the commentary was all right. I'm sad for Jim Ross. I want him. If I could take one person and just shove him in a time machine, it'd be him.
Yeah, I feel like we can't criticise Jim Ross just because he's such a legend. And like for me, he is the voice of wrestling.
Yeah.
But he's not as sharp as he used to be, is he?
He's terrible at the filling for time. The bits in between the matches to camera, dreadful. But I still think he's decent.
That's what 15 years of WWE does to you, though. It becomes such a polished product that if there's a gap, something doesn't go to plan, all of a sudden...
He's probably used to having Vince in his ear and maybe AEW, they're just like, hey, do your own thing. And he's like, what? I don't know how to do my own thing.
Stockholm Syndrome for WWE commentators. Yeah. I reckon we could start a support group there.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, let's get on to the card. There were 7 matches, 9 if you include the pre-show. The pre-show... Did anyone watch it? We haven't got pre-show Jones here.
Nope. No time for pre-shows this week.
I heard Britt Baker got a nasty concussion, though.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, she was in a match with Riho. She lost to B. Priestley and Shoko Nakajima.
Nice. Good work.
Very good.
Not bad, thanks, guys. And then before that, we had a match between Sonny Kiss and Peter Avalon. Oh, the librarian stuff can absolutely do one. I'm pleased I didn't see that.
Oh, God, it is. It's awful, isn't it, the librarian stuff? It's really bad.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's funny.
Is it?
I don't know. I've got a bad sense of humour, so...
Yeah, sure do. The main card, we're not going to waste any time reading out all the matches. Instead, we're just going to go into the key matches. And usually we pick out 3, 4, 5, something like that. But because we're doing 2 pay-per-views in one show, we're going to do 2 key matches. And what we've tried to do is pick out ones that are sort of important to the ongoing narratives for each promotion. And then we're going to talk about best and worst of the rest briefly and the usual things, star performer and overall rank. So the first key match is going to be Hangman Page versus Kip Sabian. Obviously, Hangman Page has got the big title match with Chris Jericho coming up. What did you think to the fact that Kip Sabian was his opponent for this? Sam?
I've got to be honest, my favourite part of this is maybe Kip Sabian giving the grumpy fan a little bit of a cheeky peck on the lips.
Yeah.
Kyle,
that's Kyle.
yeah.
Kyle from NXT. Or Kyle from everywhere.
Grumpy wrestling fan. Grumpy is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, he's angry.
Yeah.
Very red-faced, isn't he? All the time. Looks like he's been in the sun all day, drinking Fosters, like, nah, I don't need any sunscreen, that's for losers.
Yeah,
just
he's been at the cricket.
pounding, yeah.
He takes his wrestling seriously. More seriously than I ever will.
Too seriously?
Maybe a little bit too seriously.
He tweeted us the other day.
Fair play to him.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Let's get some listeners in. If you can help us. Good on you, Carl. Love your work.
Good on you, Carl.
Yeah.
Please don't shout at me ever if I see you.
You're a lovely shade of red, a beautiful hue. We're not saying
Foster's is my favourite lager. Easy.
Yeah. Oh dear.
The match was good. The match was really good, actually. I don't feel like Hangman was maybe 100%, but
No, the comms were telling us all about that. I thought comms were great in this match specifically, doing such a good job of discussing like the physical and the mental effects of that knee injury, but not sort of hamming it up, sort of Seth Rollins' knee injury style that we see in WWE. I thought it worked really nicely for the narrative of this match.
Yeah, I mean, the comms throughout this thing were really good. Like, they're so much better than we've seen in the previous two pay-per-views. There seems to be every pay-per-view they've been doing, they've been really up in their games in comms and production. It feels like they've got a look and a style they're trying to follow, and they're sort of going through with it. I love it. Yeah,
they're learning from the mistakes they've made, aren't they? And yeah, as I said, Alex Marvez was just so much better. Really,
who was the guy on the last one? Was it Golden Boy? Was that
Golden Boy?
I quite liked him. I thought he was all right.
Oh, was he the fighting games comedy?
The esports guy. Yeah,
he's all right. I thought this match was decent. I think kind of maybe not the best match I've seen of Paige. Like I said, kind of all a little bit slow going and stuff. But I feel like kind of as the match went on, it became a little bit more kind of backwards and forwards and stuff, which was pretty good. And I really enjoyed Paige's, was it a powerbomb out of the ring he did?
What, when he slung Kip onto the ramp?
Shocked him out of the ring. Yeah, just decided, you go on, mate.
Yeah.
Shocked him out of the ring.
I really liked that ramp up to the ring. It sort of added another dimension.
Yeah, that was cool.
Something else to use as, well, not as a weapon, but just as an area to chuck people onto. It's really cool.
Yeah,
and I thought Kip Sabian, I just thought initially when the match started, I thought this is weird. It is weird, firstly, that Hangman Page had to win a match to face Kip Sabian, and then to face somebody who, I guess it's difficult because it's a brand new promotion. There is no narrative, there is no background or history or anything, but just felt like a weird choice. But yeah, he did really well. I thought, really.
I think the thing with AEW, they've got so much talent, and Kip Sabian's a great wrestler. And it was a good match. I think kind of like as you said, narratively there's some stuff to be desired at the moment where they're trying to find their feet, and I think kind of you can afford them that level of like just kind of making these wrestlers appear to the fans and stuff, and just kind of like showing them off, and maybe not having a huge amount of story related to what's going on.
Yeah, of course.
They did seem to be missing a reason why they were fighting, I feel. Like it never felt like Kip Sabian was ever going to win this.
No, he never was.
No.
Which, to be fair, like kind of this isn't. I like AEW. I'm liking what they're doing. I do have a criticism of it in general, especially for this event, which is kind of like a lot of the results felt a bit telegraphed. And again, like I would say, this is again like a criticism I'm going to be having of WWE a bit later.
Yeah,
this is a weird pay-per-view though, isn't it? 'Cause it's not didn't feel like a real pay-per-view because obviously it's like a charity thing. It wasn't a full. It's only 5,000 people.
Yeah, I mean you can't dislike it too much. It's good charity.
Yeah. No, let me get this straight. I was not dissing the charity. I wasn't saying that this charity wasn't good.
I mean, you're on record as saying that you are all for gun violence.
I wore that T-shirt once.
Hanging out with good old Braun Strowman, playing with guns.
Yeah, exactly. You lap that stuff up. The stuff you're subscribed to on YouTube is just disgusting.
My Amazon suggestions are very weird.
I know. It's not legal over here, John.
No,
you haven't got a license. Disgusting.
But yeah, I mean, kind of, I think just overall, it was fun. It was decent. I'm interested to talk about kind of post-match more than the actual match itself, because I don't think like there was too much to take away from the match.
No, I thought Hangman did a good job with his knees, and the fact that he did that big moonsault, which looked like a really bad landing, and then he had the real problems with his knee after that. I thought it was good. I thought they both sold well. But yeah, take it away. Talk about what happened afterwards.
Yeah, so obviously kind of you had the post-match Dark Order Creeper this time. Once again, Chris Jericho.
How long did it take you to work out it was Jericho?
Oh, goodness. I'd have to say about a second.
Took me about 10 seconds, I reckon.
It's interesting, this, isn't it? Like, it's becoming Jericho's new gimmick is just dressing up and beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, I like it.
And, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, all his matches, fair enough, he'll toe the line, he'll do wrestling, he won't hurt anyone for real. And then his post-match thing is basically, I'm going to beat the shit out of you and properly hurt you now.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
There we go.
Did the job.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe stay away from body-tight suits for future wrestling stuff.
Actually, that's
Jericho.
a very good point. I thought Jericho looked as if he'd just gone like a 30-minute match. after that small beatdown. He always just looks so exhausted. And like red eyes and like watering eyes and just his hair all over the place, obviously from having the mask on. Just looked a bit of a state. But yeah, cool angle. Liked it. Let's move on to the final match of the event that we picked out as our second key match, which was the Young Bucks versus the Brotherhood, or Cody and Dustin Rhodes.
How are you doing on your Young Bucks tirade?
Yeah, I'm interested in this because this wasn't a very spot-heavy match.
Yeah, I didn't hate this. I didn't hate this. There are elements of it I didn't like. Like, I didn't like really the fact that the Young Bucks went full heel and were like mocking the crying and the hugging and then like spitting at Dustin.
That's the Young Bucks.
Yeah. I think they're best when they're heels. I think they're amazing heels.
I know, but this is fucking Cody Rhodes. You know, this is like the best mate. Well, I know.
But that's kind of what the narrative of the match was, wasn't it? It was that Cody gets it, but Dustin doesn't. And so they were kind of winding him up and, you know, getting to him.
Yeah. Well, you guys talk about the match. Okay.
Sorry, Adam. Come back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I just, like I say, I don't really just... I've said that I don't want to talk about why I don't like the Young Bucks anymore.
Fair enough. Well, do you know who loves Cody Rhodes? Is Brett Jones. Big fan of him.
Yes, he wanted us to say that, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think we've all come around to him recently, haven't we?
He's smashing it, isn't he?
He really is.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, I love the disaster kick.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's such a cool move.
Yeah.
Doesn't always land quite as...
No. I have to be honest as well. I've never been a big Goldust fan.
But get off.
I know, but
just go.
I'm all on board. Like Dustin Rhodes having a run.
Well, is he going to have a run at 50 years old?
He looks so good.
I tell you what, you see him moving around the ring, and you wouldn't. Oh God, I'm gutted that we've really missed the boat on.
Yeah, I
Dustin
think
Rhodes.
he looks really good for a 50-year-old, right?
I think you put him in a ring with some of the younger guys. I think it'd be great. Like even like Jungle Boy. I think that would be an amazing matchup.
What?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
I've actually been thinking about this quite a lot recently with all the kind of WWE Saudi Arabia shows and people coming out of retirement. You remember football used to have like a Masters 5-a-side league where like...
Oh yeah, like Chris Waddle would play. And
yeah, and you'd have like Ian Rush. I'm just saying, Masters Wrestling. Bring out Terry Funk.
I think those are the Saudi Arabia shows, aren't they?
that is... Yeah, we've seen what
Goldberg
happens.
versus Goldust.
There's concussions and horrible botches. I mean, if you want to see that, I guess there probably is a market.
I mean, it
for
just
that.
sounds like ECW.
It does.
Yeah. Terrible idea, Sam. Terrible idea.
Okay, sorry, I'll take my Masters Wrestling elsewhere.
Dustin Rhodes is 6'6" as well.
Yeah, he's a big guy, isn't he? He's really big.
He's a bit taller than Luchasaurus.
I'd never realised that.
No way, is he really? Fuck,
Luchasaurus was 6'5".
He's
Dustin
one of those
Rhodes
guys,
is 6'6".
a bit like Randy Orton. You don't realise how tall they are. Like they're giants.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. I thought his crossbody from the top rope looked decent.
Yeah.
You know, good for a 50-year-old to be doing that. I remember the day my dad turned 50. And there is absolutely no way he would.
Did he hit you with a crossbody?
Like yeah. He climbed up to the roof of the house though because he didn't have a ring. Yeah.
One of the parts of this match I really enjoyed actually was all the synchronized dropping and uppercut stuff that Cody and Dustin kept doing and their takes on it.
And the sort of interchange of super kicks and stuff. Ugh. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was fun. Really fun.
Generally,
it was
really
fun.
Good match.
It was fun.
Yeah, probably best match of the night, I would say.
Yeah.
No?
No. I'd say that's got to be the three-way tag match, which I'm going to hopefully get onto in a minute. Dark Order.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, all that stuff. But I thought it was slow at times. It was fun, but there were slow bits, like when they were doing the sharpshooter and the figure four, and then the uppercut bit. Like it was really slow as they moved from move to move, and that has got to be down to Goldust.
It was a very heavily choreographed match.
And were the Young Bucks in it? What a surprise!
It was still good, and it was still the match of the night for me. I was surprised that Cody ate the pin, but I think that was probably a good shout.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, where does Dustin go from here? Does anyone know? Has he got a match?
I think maybe kind of perhaps having him as a part-time sort of wrestler on the AEW books, just kind of.
He's not going to be doing TV, is he? I think he needs like a month in between matches. I mean, I'm in my mid-30s now, and I play football on a Thursday and Friday morning. every Friday morning I'm stiff.
All right.
Well, all right. Yeah. Bit of a humble
That's
brag
not
there.
what I meant. That's not what I meant. But I mean, I'm just thinking about all the goals I scored on Thursday night. I can't help myself.
Just rock hard.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean. It as you get older, things it takes time to recover. And when you've been in a match with the Young Bucks and that kind of thing, I imagine he's going to take a while to get match fit again. But who knows? We'll see.
Maybe the best thing about this match was that there was no gratuitous violence in this match. And I know how silly that sounds, but like kind of it very easily could have gone like, 3 Cody matches in a row, all with blood absolutely everywhere. And that for me would have been a bit of a red flag for AEW generally, at the fact that is this going to be what we can expect in future is just basically bloodbaths and stuff. And because, that's all very well and good if you're into it, but eventually that is going to go wrong. And when it goes wrong, I mean, who wants that, really?
It would be in bad taste as well if they did that at a charity event about gun crime.
Yeah. What do you think about... did you watch to the end? Did you watch Kenny Omega's
did, and
awkward sign off and doing a boing instead of a bang? And obviously, initially the Young Bucks got cut off, didn't they?
Oh.
Well, the Young Bucks were doing a promo, weren't they? And who knows? So, maybe they were going to respond to the Lucha Brothers earlier on in the night because they didn't. But they were doing a promo, and then some music started, and they were like, "No, stop that!" As if like, "No, we don't want the music now." And then they were like, "Oh no, maybe we're overrunning for time."
Yeah.
And out comes Kenny Omega in some shorts and like a random selection of wrestlers come out.
Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Yeah. And
wait, was Luchasaurus there? I don't think he was.
Jungle Boy definitely was. Yeah, Luchasaurus was. Because he was wearing jeans. I remember thinking he was wearing skin-tight jeans.
Luchasaurus in jeans. What, they had jeans in Jurassic period? That's not gimmick.
It's not accurate.
I think you'll find denim was big in the Jurassic period.
Dad Khan came out with a massive check and handed it over. And then Cody was doing a little speech and he was sort of saying, well, I don't really have a sign-off, so perhaps I can hand over to my friend who does. Obviously, Kenny with his bidding people adieu and all that stuff. And then, it Nick?
I've literally just got the joke, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Nick gave him a little whisper in the ear, basically to say, don't say bang at the end, because this is all about gun violence. Perhaps we should change it. And
I've literally, in this last 2 seconds, gotten it.
Yeah. It was a bit weird, a bit awkward, but it was fine. All good. And great that they, that money, a lot of it was from AEW, but I think 10 grand of it was from Kenny Omega, didn't they say?
Yeah, it was.
So,
I mean, you can't go wrong, can you?
You can't.
Good stuff, really.
And I think I'd like to take this opportunity to let everybody know that Hardest Part of the Ring are going to match that check. Yeah, guys? Is this what we're doing?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we got that in the bank.
It's Brett's covering it from all the money he's making from wrestling design
God bless
work.
you, Brett. Thank you for so much, brother.
Kind. I mean, you absolutely love guns, so you shouldn't really be getting involved in this.
No, exactly. I mean, I won't because I've got loads of guns around me right now. Just shoot them out the window. If you're in Hove right now, watch out.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. That went somewhere.
It did. It went somewhere. And let's move on very quickly. Let's talk about some other stuff. We usually do best of the rest, worst of the rest. We'll get to do one each, but we're going to try and sort of condense it. So, John, anything in particular that you wanted to mention from the show?
Best of the rest, I really loved SoCal versus Lucha Brothers. Lucha Brothers are probably my favourite tag team in the world at the moment. They're amazing.
They're so good.
Never get bored of watching them. Every time I watch them, they do something I've never seen before.
Yeah, they're so precise. Like whenever they do double team moves, I think they did those kicks to when Frankie Kazarian was in the middle of the ring on his knees, and they both did the super kicks. It's just like the most perfect timing ever.
Yeah.
If I had to somewhat ironically put a gun to your head and say Ray Phoenix or Pentagon, who's the better of the two there, John?
Ray does the cool, crazy stuff, but Penta's just Penta.
The whole package.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I picked him in the draft like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
That was pretty much based just on some photos I'd seen of him on Google. But I mean, it's enough, isn't it? He just looks so cool.
He's so good.
But also, SoCal are so good.
They're
such a polished, well done tag team.
Yeah.
They're just perfect. Ugh. And they're such a great get, I think, for AEW because you can put them into any type of match and they will put on a blinder for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Agreed.
you can't go wrong with people like Christopher Daniels there, and he wasn't even in the match. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
good business.
Sam, what about you?
Ooh, do you know what? I'm gonna go controversial here and go over worst of the rest.
Is it Brandy versus Ali?
No, I'm actually gonna kind of just go across the whole event here, right?
Okay, go on then.
And just say I don't think this was kind of up to the standard that I'm expecting from AEW generally. I don't think it kind of quite was as good as I was hoping it would be. And I feel like a lot of the matches had a lethargic quality to them because probably of the heat.
Yeah, they keep mentioning the heat. They didn't seem to be sweating loads.
Yeah.
I feel like none of the matches really took off in a way where I'm like, when I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, this is the best I've seen of this wrestler or that wrestler. I feel like none of them ever kind of got out of fourth gear.
I think that's fair. I think there's a lot of like 3.5 to 3.75 sort of matches, but nothing amazing.
I don't know. Well, yeah. I thought this was better than Fighter Fest.
I think maybe it's on a par.
Yeah. I think one of the main reasons is because there was none of this stuff that was sort of harking back to being the Elite or, you know, basically the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. They just had matches rather than doing silly fun for stuff that they like doing. I just thought they were all like decent matches. And actually, I mean, if I go on to what I think is my best of the rest, the Dark Order versus Jack Evans and Angelico versus a boy and his dinosaur, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. That was an amazing match. There was so much going on in that, and absolutely star-making match for Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, who have to be two of our absolute favourites in the promotion.
Yeah, it's amazing how over they've become in, 3 matches?
Luchasaurus is hugely over.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy, maybe not quite as much.
I think he was getting massive reactions. Yeah. I think Luchasaurus was getting even bigger reactions, definitely. He
definitely got pop of the night, didn't he?
Yeah. He did a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, I thought it was so fresh, that match. Like loads of talent that we don't ever really get to see. Obviously, we've seen Angelico over here. But I'm
going to need to caveat almost everything I say about wrestling tonight with the fact that we've watched a lot of wrestling and there's a little bit of burnout here.
Oh yeah, Sam, for the listeners, how many wrestling matches have you watched this weekend?
37.
37.
You've watched them all this weekend?
Yes.
What the fuck? And today. So it's Monday today. So you've watched some today. So 3 days. So we're talking like 12 matches a day.
Yeah, it's been hefty.
How are you feeling, mate? I mean, you all right?
I'm a little bit wrestlinged out. Do you know what? Out of everything I can remember from all of the wrestling this weekend, there is one point I want to really point out, which was in AEW, which is Darby Allin's arm drag when he's bouncing off the ropes. That was incredible. He gets such good air.
Yeah. In fact, I'd say for me, Luchasaurus and Darby Allin are the two, like, if we were doing the draft now, I'd be really trying hard to secure those two. And they're two that I didn't really know of at all, really.
Going back to it, I'd like to say, actually, that MJF, Sammy Guevara and Shawn Spears versus Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc and Joey Janela was... Actually, I reckon that was the best match of the night. I think that had a lot going on for it. And I think as well, one of the best parts of that was it did build the story quite a lot. I absolutely loved the dynamic between all the heels not really wanting to be on the same team. I thought that was great.
They've got some brilliant individuals, haven't they, in AEW? They've got so many great wrestlers, loads of great heels. I'm
so happy for Shawn Spears as well. I really am. He's such a talent, and it's good to see him finally getting to stretch his legs.
Yeah.
Still not 100% behind Spears yet.
No, we'll
I
see.
think kind of once he has his one-on-one with Cody, it's going to be solid.
There's going to be blood. There's definitely going to be blood in that one.
There will be blood.
Maybe some unprotected chair shots.
Yeah.
Just quickly, Shima, Kenny Omega. I mean, if Rita Ora put on a load of weight, then Shima would be very interested.
What?
Because Shima loves a meteora.
Oh boy!
Oh, come on, guys.
John,
that was good.
Thanks,
who's
guys.
Rita Ora?
She's a singer.
She's a singer.
I like that match a lot, just because it was very New Japan, that match.
Yeah, it was actually.
I mean, fuck me, there were about 100 meteoras in it, weren't there?
There were.
There were a lot. Every variation of meteora you could possibly imagine. Sasha Banks must have been over the moon watching that.
Yeah, definitely. I love it.
Furiously taking notes.
there was one thing that happened that sort of linked with Extreme Rules, which was when Kenny Omega caught Shima, like when he was going in for the double knees, and I thought how amazing it is to be able to do that. And then obviously in Extreme Rules, Cesaro caught Aleister Black in the same manner.
Yeah, good point.
Very impressive.
I thought you were going to do a great segue there, but
what, into WWE?
Yeah.
No, we can't yet. Any other notes?
I think that's it for AE Dubs.
Yeah, I mean, listeners, if you're expecting a comprehensive review of Fight for the Fallen, then
you're listening to the wrong podcast.
You're listening to the wrong podcast, because even if we were doing it exclusively, it wouldn't be comprehensive. I don't think anything we've done has been comprehensive, apart from perhaps the admin that we put into our quizzes.
Anything involving a spreadsheet and we're laughing.
Yeah.
That's our strategy.
That's our niche.
That is really our strength. Okay, let's do star performer, and then we can find out who drafted them as well. Who's your star performer, Sam? And is it Cody Rhodes?
My star performer for this weekend is Ben Stokes.
Oh, little cricket reference.
Oh, God. I had to mainline so much wrestling because I was watching that all day Sunday.
Yeah, so that's part of the biggest problem that I had with fitting all the wrestling in this weekend.
Don't need video packages. Fast forward.
Can
I watch this on 2-speed? Is that possible?
I was having a chat with some of my mates, and they were talking about the cricket, and then one of the other guys was talking about the Grand Prix, and then somebody else was like, oh yeah, and that match at Wimbledon. And I was like, I haven't watched any of this real sport because I've been watching hours upon hours
of this fake drama.
Fake sport. But it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
I literally have fit it all in this weekend. My star performer of AEW, do you know what? I'm going to say Jericho. I'm going to say it's decent from him.
Nice. Okay. John?
I'm going to go Dustin. Why not?
Yay!
I'm all up for him being more involved in AEW.
Fine.
See, it's what they said when Shane McMahon came back.
I am going to go for Luchasaurus. Because he did get the pop of the night.
I do bloody love Luchasaurus.
We did get a great pop.
He looks great.
So bloody big.
Yeah. He's just brilliant. He's absolutely
an inch smaller than Dustin.
Is he really?
Incredible. That's stat of the night, for sure. Yeah. Okay, and then finally, let's give the whole thing a rank, score out of 10, so we can compare it to other pay-per-views that we have reviewed. John, what did you think?
I'm going to 6.5, solid without being exceptional.
Okay. Sam?
I'm going to give it a 5.5, right bang in the middle of the road.
Ooh, well, okay. I mean, I'd argue that's low, but anyway, we can't. I'm not going to.
Really? I mean, I suppose. Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's move on quickly. I'm going to go for a 7.5.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I thought I enjoyed a lot of these matches. I think I'm a bit more up on it than you guys are, which is weird. That doesn't happen very often.
It's rare.
Yeah.
Come around to the Young Bucks. That's a 6.5 overall average.
Very nice. Very nice. Right, let's have a quick break, and then we will return with our thoughts on WWE Extreme Rules.
And he dropped the WWE United Kingdom champion on the hardest part of the ring.
WWE Extreme Rules happened at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Attendance, absolutely no idea again. And this is actually the 7th out of the last 9 pay-per-views where WWE haven't told us what the attendance is.
Can I make a motion for WWE to change the name of this event from Extreme Rules to just Rules?
Hey.
Extreme Rules does feel a bit dated, doesn't it? It feels quite late 90s, early 2000s.
I mean, I want to give this props a little bit because I quite like the intro with the roulette wheel showing like there were a number of different stipulations on this event. If you compare that to last year, do you remember? I think they had like one chair match or something like that. And
chair matches are the worst as well.
Yeah, I remember you saying, Sam, this is ridiculous. It shouldn't be Extreme Rules. There's barely anything on it. At least this did have a lot of different stipulations.
Yeah, did it though?
Yeah.
Did it? I'm looking at the.
It had no holds barred. It had
I'm going to quickly run through the Wikipedia page here.
Okay, fine. If you need Wikipedia, when I was just about to do it myself.
Well, I'm going to say I'm going with my good old friend Wikipedia, who never gets things wrong.
Oh, fuck you, and I'm not a good old friend. Fine.
Including pre-show. Match 1, singles match, no stipulation. Match 2, singles match, no stipulation. Third match, no holds bar, fair enough. Fourth match, tag team match, no stipulation. Fifth match, singles match, no stipulation. Sixth match, handicap match, might as well be a singles match, no real stipulation there.
It's a handicap match, it's a stipulation. It's pretty extreme having to fight 2 people when you're used to fighting 1. Go on.
Fair. Seventh match, last man standing match.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Hands up, that's extreme. Eighth match, triple threat tag team. That's not a stipulation. That's an amount of people. Eighth match, singles match, no stipulation. Ninth match, singles match, no stipulation. 1 Stone Cold Stunner. 10th match, singles match, no stipulation.
11th match.
11th match, last chance winner takes all, Extreme Rules mixed in with a tag team match with the Universal Championship and the WWE Raws Women's Championship. So we've essentially got like 3 matches here, and one of which has about 20 stipulations on it.
I would love a pay-per-view which is Convoluted Rules pay-per-view. I think that'd be great.
They have that. It's called War Games.
Hey, nice.
Final match, singles match, WWE title on the line. Nothing, no stipulation.
The problem here is if you include that last match and the pre-show, then we've got 12 matches. That is the problem. But actually,
13.
we had about 5. Or was it 13? We had like 5 with stipulations there. That is not too bad.
I'm not having it. Not enough.
Fine. Okay, then.
Okay.
Let's get into
Bring
it.
back the Punjabi prison.
Are you having, Sam, are you having
that.
the Intercontinental title between Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura being the first match on the pre-show? Are you having that?
Insane decision.
it is
no,
bonkers,
absolutely not.
It is so bonkers.
Yeah, crazy.
The trouble is, the only matches you'd kick from the main card would be like title matches. Like I'd kick Kofi, Samoa Joe right off this card.
Would you have that on the pre-show in this place?
I'd totally have that on the pre-show.
Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler.
I loved that squash. Oh, I loved it.
Hold on, did we not see a huge irony in Kevin Owens kicking off about Shane McMahon getting too much airtime and not giving WWE superstars enough credit and enough time on TV, and then squashing Dolph Ziggler?
Oh, I think that worked because no one expected him to beat Dolph Ziggler in a squash. I mean, it's Dolph Ziggler.
I mean, it's Dolph Ziggler,
they
the
must
king of
have-
stop and start pushes.
They must have been struggling for time. I mean, I'm sure that match was supposed to be longer. I mean, why would they bury Ziggler like that? There's no need to.
I mean, they hate Ziggler. They love burying Ziggler. Like, that's their favourite thing to do. I loved it just because it felt like they're really going behind KO. And I'm like, yes, fucking Kevin Owens. Squash Dolph Ziggler. That's what needs to happen.
All kinds of chaos. Going back to the very beginning, no, I'm not okay with Nakamura defeating Balor for the...
Especially when there's a title change as well. It's just...
That's weird. That's weird.
The only thing I would say is that kind of maybe this is a ploy to try and draw the viewer into actually watching the pre-show because, you know, anything can happen.
Yeah, why watch 4 hours when you can watch nearly 5 hours?
I think it was announced quite late as well, though, wasn't it? It wasn't like advertised heavily.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is that kind of, I wonder how much of this is to be in line with Finn Balor taking some time off. Because he's due to take a sabbatical, I think.
Oh, you want to take a break? Well, we'll punish you for it.
Yeah. Do you reckon that's to get some more abs implanted in? He wants to go 12, maybe 16.
He's getting some removed.
I'm really hoping it's for a job interview. Just saying.
Ooh, interesting. So, I mean, yeah, let's move on from that. The next match, well, the only other match on the pre-show was the Cruiserweight Championship, and we're used to that championship being on the pre-show, and that was Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese.
I've heard that's a barnstormer. I heard that's great.
I wouldn't be surprised. Drew retained, and then we got onto the main card, and once again, we're not going to read it out. It is on Wikipedia, and Wikipedia is more reliable than me, if you are Sam, so...
It's also a better older friend. Oh, take it, Adam. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm punchy.
You are. Key matches. We are going to talk about the bookends of this pay-per-view as our key matches because, I don't know, it just feels like there's lots going on and lots to discuss, and then once again we'll give some special mentions after that. So we're going to start off with the opening match. A match that you would have thought we would want to keep well away from. The Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. And The Undertaker looked okay.
He did look okay.
He really did.
I quite enjoyed this match. And I thought I was going to bloody hate it. But it was fun.
Best Undertaker match, like, in the last 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah, easy. Yeah, God knows how long.
Do you think
I did like the comms team were really trying to pound home like how fast and how great Taker looked. Like, his Taker looks so fast and so it's the best he's ever looked.
Yeah.
I will give Taker his dues here. His choke slams towards the end were good.
Yeah.
He actually got decent height on them for once.
They did really well as well. They kind of like protect him quite a lot.
Yeah, I think again, this is a bit like Dustin. It's like, it's not that he looked amazing. It's just don't worry, Dustin definitely did a better job than the Undertaker.
Yeah,
but he just didn't look like a really awful, washed up wrestler. He sort of held his own and he was fine, and he wasn't really slow. He did well.
I mean, I didn't watch the Goldberg match, but the GIFs I saw of it was just the most horrific thing I've ever seen in wrestling.
Undertaker did well to take all the bumps that he did take in this match.
But do you think that Goldberg match and the reviews afterwards are what motivated him? He was like, right, fuck it, I'm going to show I can still do it.
Maybe, but I'm probably just as check.
I mean, I kind of feel like maybe Undertaker's flattered to deceive here a little bit, where the biggest moments of the match are more him lying on a table and getting knocked over, him taking a guitar to the back of the head and getting knocked over, and him taking a dustbin to the face and getting knocked over. Like, he kind of just had to stand there and take it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. There was that one amazing bit where Taker was in, like, the camera work was amazing, where Undertaker was in the foreground, and then Drew McIntyre just came out of nowhere at the back behind him.
Love that. And then Roman Reigns speared him.
Yeah.
That was a really cool sequence, actually.
That was great.
Yeah. Fair play.
And should we give props to Shane's elbow drop as well? Again, it just looks so good on the slow-mo. It really did onto the announce table.
The bomb. It did look really good.
Looked painful too. Undertaker sliced up his shoulder on one of the monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is definitely one of those matches where I think because we're into it with such low expectation, like I thought this was going to be dog shit.
Yeah.
When it wasn't dog shit, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Well,
I think, like...
Go on.
Sorry, man, go on.
I was quite up for it. I was like, oh yeah, this is, whatever happens, this is going to be an intriguing watch.
I was not that at all.
No, but sometimes watching people like turning their heads when there's been a crash on the motorway, it's like, I'm intrigued. I want to see what's going on. I want to see, like, is he going to botch horribly again? And then was, pleasantly surprised.
When they tagged Undertaker in, Roman tagged him, I was watching it through my hands. I was like, hands over my eyes, like, I can't watch this. Don't want to see what happens.
Yeah.
But it was all right.
There's a huge cynical part of me, which is just like, I don't understand why this match is a thing. But I think kind of, at least with the Kevin Owens stuff, they are alluding to it and they're turning it into something. So there's that.
Yeah. The trouble with Taker is that every time he appears on TV and pay-per-views, people watch.
That's the thing. And this is one of really, it is a good thing about WWE. We have got all the straight, really great wrestling at loads of other places for us to watch. There's no promotion that has the amount of legends available like WWE. And you know that, the fans absolutely love it. And then you get a lot more families and kids watching and they get huge reactions. So I think it's a lot of fun, really. It's just awful when they book it wrong and they book two of them against each other like they did in Saudi Arabia. But I think this worked.
Fair.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was good. Well, it was okay. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah, good stuff. Right, the next key match was the last match, which was the Universal Champion Seth Rollins and the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, that's the one, versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans in the mixed tag team match. Winner takes all, or winners take all.
This kills me to say this. This match was far better than it had any right to be. I enjoyed it.
I didn't like this match. I didn't like it beforehand, and I didn't like it during.
I think this can be a very divisive match, and I can understand a lot of people not liking it.
I like the last third of it, and then what happened after.
Me too. So on the face of it, like, kind of my biggest criticism of this is there is no way in hell Seth and Becky are losing.
No.
Yeah, exactly. That was the main point I wanted to make too.
That's a huge problem. That's a massive, massive problem. Because the moment it becomes predictable, it's just, what is the point of watching?
Did that make you think that perhaps Brock was going to turn up? Because it was such an obvious result that surely they've got to do something else.
I mean, there was partly that. It was also partly Paul Heyman coming out saying Brock's going to turn up.
Well, he's been doing that on Raw regularly and trolling the fans.
what I'm going to fly the flag for in this match is Baron Corbin dropping Becky Lynch with the End of Days.
Yeah, that was cool. Looked good.
Which is like, they've been dipping their toes with the intergender stuff. They've been kind of slowly teasing it. And the way this worked out was kind of, it was cool. I liked Seth Rollins going berserker mode.
Yeah.
I do also think there's something quite problematic about it.
What, being the aggrieved boyfriend?
Yeah, like, again, kind of going back to the criticism side of things, I want Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins to break up because I don't know if I can take this for too much longer.
Hopefully this will be the last of it, but that bit of the match was the one that I really hated. Like, a fair Becky taking the End of Days, I've got no issue with that. It's just then Seth becoming this sort of macho, I've got to protect my woman. Yeah, it's just like,
I think
this is so fucking cheesy.
I know.
And then Becky staying outside the ring the entire time, not getting involved in the finish of the match at all.
Yeah,
completely
absolutely.
out of it.
Like, I think there's a lot of problems with this match. It's like kind of, it feels 50-50 and like for me, and that it's like I like seeing Seth Rollins go mental. I don't like seeing Seth Rollins going mental because his girlfriend's been hit and he's got to protect her. That's stupid. Like, we don't need that.
I feel like I'm kind of in two minds about it in a way. Again, like talking about the Undertaker and the audience that they're doing it for, because Becky and Seth are arguably their two biggest stars, and then all of a sudden they're together. Yeah, I mean, you can see why they'd be like, shall we leave it or should we? I mean, this could be money, and I would imagine a lot of people are absolutely loving it.
Oh, I just think it's dog shit. I hate it when they involve this real life stuff, especially when it's like babyface. It works okay if it's like heels, like Miz and Reese. Like, that works because you hate them because they're beautiful. Where like Becky and Seth, they're too good looking. It doesn't. I hate them.
Do you know who needs to get involved? Samoa Joe.
Oh God, yes.
Ooh.
Come on.
So he can have a really good feud and then at the pay-per-view lose.
Yeah, exactly. He can have a really good feud and then lose in 2 seconds.
Do some great mic
But like
work
that
and
whole
then
time,
lose.
he can be like, Becky, do you want
Yeah.
to come join? Who is it?
What's AJ's wife called?
Wendy and Rey Mysterio's son, and just generally, that's a great gimmick.
What we need to say is Brett's 2 points when he was texting saying that he couldn't make it was number one, I love Cody Rhodes, and number two, I still hate Corbin. He did the slide. He did the slide.
He always does the slide.
I enjoyed the point as well where Lacey and Baron Corbin both had the kendo sticks and they beat down on Seth with them.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of that scene from Shaun of the Dead with the pool cues. And
Nice.
Yeah.
I quite like the leg drop and the splash onto the tables at the end.
That was great as well, yeah.
That did look good. Really good.
Yeah, that did look cool.
I was all ready to give this match 2 guns blazing. Absolutely hated WWE being predictable and boring and blah, blah, blah. But the honest truth is, I just thought, you know what? There were parts of this match in a vacuum that I really enjoyed. And there are parts of it which I think WWE need to wake up a little bit and just not be so, I don't know, stupid.
Yeah. And let's face it, everyone loves a cash-in, right?
Oh, what did we think of the cash-in?
Hell yeah.
When the music hit, that is exciting.
It's always great. I love a cash-in, and then afterwards, once he's won, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, Brock.
Yeah, that's the thing. Hate Brock as a
champion again.
But love a cash-in.
I was thinking about this earlier. Like, obviously, during this whole cash-in, obviously Becky was still standing outside the ring. That End of Days completely ruined her. How awesome would it be if she just made the save and just faced up to Brock? Just
that's what I was actually
face
to
face.
Fuck yes.
That's so her character as well. I don't understand why they done it.
Like,
they probably wanted.
Her with,
there's a chance they wanted to, but Brock was probably like, nope. And
but he could just laugh and just walk away.
Yeah,
he could easily come out of that looking okay.
Even if Brock dropped her with the F5 or whatever, like, you got storyline there. You got something to build on.
It'd have been such a big pop as well. The crowd would have been going insane.
And the thing is that these guys are all professional wrestlers. They can take moves from each other and make it safe.
Yeah,
this is the thing that always drives me nuts with this whole kind of don't do intergender wrestling thing. It's like, from the perspective of maybe we don't want to give domestic abuse a platform, fair enough. But then don't lean into that. Like, build everyone to be a superhero or a supervillain.
Yeah.
and then do it like that.
And they're all athletes,
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't need squashes. We're not saying like, oh, let's do Brock Lesnar versus Kairi Sane. See what happens.
No, hold on.
I want to see that.
We are saying that.
We're saying exactly that.
I want to see that.
I mean, how amazing would it be if at SummerSlam was Brock Lesnar versus Becky Lynch and Becky Lynch beat him?
Yeah.
That would be the most amazing thing to happen ever in wrestling. It'd be phenomenal.
And I'll tell you what, if WWE want positive press, if they want a story that is going to make headlines beyond wrestling headlines, that is a story that will do it.
Yeah.
Would the fans amazing. Like it? They're like, the majority of American WWE fans, do you think they are as... I don't want to say open-minded because I think that's harsh
liberal.
just to say all Americans are open-minded.
I'd think they'd go crazy for that.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually. You're probably right.
Interesting. But I mean, like, hey, I like a cash-in.
Yeah, and Brock is the champ again.
So I read online an interesting thing of the fact that AJ Styles is the US champ, the New Day are the SmackDown tag team champions, and Brock Lesnar is the Universal champ. This is essentially the exact same setup as 2017. We have got back in time.
Oh, yeah, very true. I saw something else interesting as well, talking about Seth's challenges. Since WrestleMania, Seth has basically challenged Baron Corbin for the title. That's it.
Well, I mean, you look at Roman versus Drew. Like, that was their WrestleMania match, and we've had that same match pretty much every night on Raw since.
Yeah. But then the other side to this point, I think it was the guy Jeremy8911 on Twitter, also pointed out that Becky, since WrestleMania, her only opponent has been Lacey Evans.
It's a real WWE problem, this, is that basically they're in a huge holding pattern until SummerSlam.
But then Kofi Kingston, since WrestleMania, has faced AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Samoa Joe.
Fair.
Oh, interesting. What does that mean, though? I don't see what that means. Does that
He's
mean
on
anything?
like the biggest undefeated streak that wrestling has seen for a long time.
I mean, it's just the way things are being booked. They're doing a really good job on SmackDown with Kofi and his character and making him face up to all these really talented wrestlers. Whereas for quite a while now, maybe because those two have become a couple, they've lent into it even more. So, well, definitely because of that. But those two have literally just had one opponent each, and they're not credible, are they?
No, they're not at all. Like, I like Lacey Evans. I think she's got good moves in her. I don't think she's main event yet.
No.
Well, I mean, this comes back to the issue we've had all the time with women's division, especially in Raw, and SmackDown, where they don't build anyone up, so no one's a credible contender.
Other than Natalia.
Yeah, fucking Natalia's back in the title picture.
Get a picture of Jim the Anvil Neidhart on a table.
On a table, yes. Get some PVA glue, get that on there.
God damn.
Right. Those were the two key matches for us. Special mentions, best or worst of the rest. What should we talk about?
Let's go Black Cesaro.
Oh, how fucking good was this match? This was my match of the whole weekend.
Mate.
This was a great match. It needed to be about 5-10 minutes longer.
I don't know.
I quite like that it was a bit of a sprint, and especially that it ended with the Black Mass literally coming out of nowhere. I mean, I like the fact that he's got that in his locker. That he can just end a match at any point. I like the way he tried to end it right at the start as well.
Yeah. I mean, that whole end sequence was amazing with Cesaro doing those crazy uppercuts on his chest.
Yes.
And then Black kicks into the Black Mass.
Love a Cesaro
so fucking
uppercut.
good. So good. I forgot how good Cesaro is in singles competition.
Hey, and what do we think about the fact that he's been repackaged? Rubbish music.
Yeah. What's going on with the braces?
Well, because don't you remember?
Well, really? Is that still from that?
I guess so.
Yeah, because they had to pull the tooth out, didn't they, from his gums, and they're obviously resetting everything.
Wow, really?
I can't imagine it's like a fake kayfabe gimmick thing.
No, that's
his new gimmick.
He has braces.
Cesaro.
He comes out with a retainer.
I like the fact that he's still wearing the bar gum shield. Or do I like that? Do I like that?
I don't know. Cesaro is like the kiss of death for tag teams, isn't he? Because like he was in a tag team with what's his name, Tyson Kidd, and they were going to build on that, and then Tyson Kidd had to retire. So hopefully Sheamus won't have to retire as well. But it seems that he gets put in really long-term tag teams and then just outlasts his partner.
There has been lots of rumours around Sheamus, and he's got like a long-standing neck injury that's going to make him retire. I swear I've read that loads of times.
I'd say the bar can be considered a big success.
Is Cesaro just planning to outlast every tag team partner he's given until he's eventually pushed in that Kofi spot?
Yeah, maybe.
He's got to get a push at some point. But yeah, weird like tracksuit, like top.
Yep.
And
I like it. I was
yeah.
okay with it.
Anyway,
I like
love
the promo
Cesaro.
as well
I'm okay
with
with
the
it.
suit. I'm not sure about Aleister Black sitting in a church waiting for people to come and
I
challenge him to a
liked
fight.
the fact that he got a chance to do some more talking, especially looking straight to the camera. I liked it. I like that stuff.
He's really good at those promos. I think
Yeah.
straight to the camera stuff.
Yeah, I'm not with you on this. I kind of think I like it a bit, and then part of me is a little bit like, you're a weird dude sitting in a church waiting for someone to challenge you to a fight. Like, go out there and challenge someone to a fight. Go beat someone up. Like,
Who were you hoping was going to sit down?
Bray.
Oh, that would have been good.
So this is the thing with wrestling, is that at the moment, especially with WWE, is that there are a lot of matches on this card where it's a little bit like, we know the winner before the match starts. And I'm trying to think back to the last time WWE genuinely pushed two people and then was like, and here we go, a Worlds Collide situation where these two people aren't meant to lose and one of them is going to, and actually having some stakes in the match.
I kind of wish they had what AEW have been doing and have some time limits or something, because this is the kind of match that, you know, should... Well, I guess then it would have had to have gone for 20 or 30 minutes, but it just seems that neither of them should be losing. If you've repackaged Cesaro and everybody knows he's amazing. I mean, the thing is, he didn't come out looking weak. He lost to the Black Mass and he wrestled brilliantly throughout the match. So
Yeah, that bit where he caught in midair in the double knees was insane.
yeah.
Cesaro is a great wrestler, and I think he's been very hard done by.
Definitely. Cesaro deserves better.
We'll see what happens. Well, hopefully he's getting better now. We'll see. We will see.
Hopefully so. But yeah, again, like it's a credible challenges issue for me. It's similar to the Baron Corbin one all over again.
Okay, my special mention is it's got to be for my guy Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. This is the best Bobby Lashley match I've ever seen.
This match was garbage.
Yeah.
It's not garbage.
It had fun bits in it. Like the bit where they were in the concourse, fun. But this match reminded me of like the very early wrestling game I had on my Game Boy, where you could only choose like 6 wrestlers, and it was just like walk, punch, big punch.
It's Streets of
funny,
Rage.
actually.
Yeah, it was kind of that.
I really liked it. I loved it when they went out to the back. Like you said, because it's like a cool, like separate little atmosphere. It was like a small wrestling venue, and the crowd were going mad, saying "Holy shit!" I really like that. And then, I mean, when Strowman threw Lashley into the international announce table, surely you pop for that.
Okay. Yeah,
That was amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
I enjoyed that a lot. I did find that funny.
And Lashley sold really well throughout the whole match, I thought. But
I think the problem for me is that I'm hooked up on the ending here, where I'm just a little bit
power
like...
slam into a massive box full of padding. What's wrong with that?
I'm sick of WWE bringing padding to everything.
Massive, mysterious boxes.
Yeah, my issue with that is the referee counting 10 without being able to see any of the participants.
Oh, and you knew
Nonsense.
exactly what was coming, didn't you? But I was so up for it. I
just think,
foaming at the mouth.
in comparison to being smashed into a wall in an ambulance, not the coolest
come on,
Braun
Braun.
moment.
Come on, Braun. You're going to smash through it. It was a shame he didn't like sprint through it. But I still thought it looked really cool.
I didn't like it.
Oh well.
But I can understand how people do like it. I think like for me, it's just a little bit like they've overplayed the throwing wrestlers into dark pits with padding a bit too much recently. They need to pull it back a little bit.
What about that when he Lashley drove Strowman through the barricade? How close was Strowman's head to those steps? That would have been a very different match if he connected.
I didn't notice that, actually.
He smashed it like down through the barricade onto his back, down onto the floor, and his head hit the ground, but it was like centimetres away from the steel steps. And even you could see Strowman sort of gesture towards, going, "Oh shit, I was close to that." Yeah, okay. Well, I love that. I love that match. John, what did you love? Anything else, or what did you hate? Tell us what you hate.
No, I didn't hate any of it. I loved Usos versus the Revival.
Yeah,
like two
that was
great
good.
tag teams doing a really good tag match. Like it's just great seeing a Revival getting a stage where they can do their awesome stuff. Like the way they interchange, like the tag in and out, it's unlike anyone else. It's so fluid and so great. Oh, I loved it. And also the Usos' new ring gear, those sweats with the blue bits in them.
They're so cool
they look
now.
Fucking great.
Gone are the days of their paint gimmick, the absolute shambles. They like this just suits them so much.
Yeah, was this their 7th title? Was that it? Or 5th? Something like that, wasn't it? It was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
how many titles?
This match definitely just deserved better from the crowd. And there were quite a few matches like this where the crowd was just totally flat. And this was a really good match.
Yeah, it was after the Taker match, so I think they were probably a bit exhausted after that.
But that was the first match.
Yeah, well, you know.
But they had the pre-show, I suppose.
What I was thinking with this, though, do you reckon the Usos, like, one of them would ever get, like, a singles push? Like, they're so good.
Probably not, because you had that point where one of them was injured long term and was on commentary, and the other one basically didn't really do anything in that time.
Yeah.
Just kind of held the place on main event, really.
Yeah, that went nowhere.
match, though.
That went nowhere,
I
John.
also really like the triple tag match, the Heavy Machinery New Day and Daniel Bryan versus Rowan.
That was
a
much better than
killer match as well.
expected, wasn't it? Much better than
Every
expected.
single match that I've watched this weekend, that is the one match that I fell asleep in.
Oh, really?
What time were you watching
Yeah.
it?
Probably about 2 a.m.
There you go.
It's a good match, honestly. Heavy Machinery are...
They're so much
Otis
fun.
has won my heart. He's amazing.
He's fun.
He's really fun.
And Daniel Bryan selling throughout that match.
Yeah.
Just he's always so good. I mean, when this match started, I was thinking, what is this? You know, again, Bryan shouldn't be doing this. But actually, I don't mind it.
It doesn't sound like Brian's going to continue doing this. It sounds like he's going to get another singles push.
Oh,
Hopefully.
good.
He definitely needs to be. He should not be in a tag team. He's way too good.
This is a great opportunity for them to, again, push 2 singles wrestlers in a credible way. If you push Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan, that's money.
That is money.
That would be good. Oh, yeah. I like the sound of that.
That's got the Macho Man approval from Adam.
Oh, yeah. Any other thoughts? Do we want to say anything negative? I thought AJ Styles versus Ricochet wasn't as good as it could have been.
It's not as good as their TV matches, was it?
No.
Their stuff on TV's been really good.
I thought the SmackDown Women's Championship stuff with the 2-on-1 was sort of okay. I don't think anything was really bad. I actually, as we're coming to the end of reviewing this, I genuinely really enjoyed it as a pay-per-view.
My issue with Extreme Rules is the same I had with the last one, where I feel that the main events are garbage, but the lower card is amazing.
Yeah, I just thought, I guess when you have 12, 13 matches, there's got to be some good ones. But it had 4 or 5 really good matches on there.
Are we continuing our push for WWE Network to include a feature where we can just play the pay-per-view backwards?
No, I don't know.
I think it would work, honestly.
What, Undertaker headlining?
No, it's Nakamura Finn Balor headline.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting shout. But yeah, I thought it was good. Shall we do our star performers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sam, do you want to go first?
Yeah, it's Cesaro.
John?
I'm going to Aleister Black.
Ooh, both from the same match. Nobody left from that match for me to pick. I am going to go... I'm surprised. I don't think I would have ever have done this, but I think I'm going to give a little shout for Bobby Lashley, because I've hated every...
Hell? We've got a spreadsheet
Adam, we
about
asked
star
you to
performers,
stop
and there's
drinking.
no way I'm putting Bobby Lashley in the star performer spreadsheet. Now, choose someone else.
You've got a spreadsheet for this. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just giving him a shout because he's never going to come close to it again. And I think if this was most improved performance, which it isn't, but I'm pretending it is, then it would go for him. go to him.
You've given him the participation award.
Most improved player. Okay, fuck it. In that case, I will go for... I don't have anyone else ready.
No, John, we can't bully Adam out of his choice. If he's chosen
If
Bobby
you just want a load
Lashley-
of dead air on the podcast.
Bobby Lashley. I'm typing that in right now.
Yes.
Bobby.
Everyone's allowed an opinion, even if it's wrong.
Overall rank, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to give it a 7.75 because I did genuinely enjoy it a little bit more than AEW, which might be a surprise, but it's how I feel. Sam?
I'm going to give it a 6.5. I think it's better than AEW
Nice.
for this week.
John, what are you going to say?
I agree. I think it was better than I enjoyed this more than AEW, so I'm going to give it 7.
So, Extreme Rules, 7.083 recurring.
It was a solid pay-per-view. It was good.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Like I was after watching AEW, I was thinking, I can't really face this. And then each match, I was like, yeah, that was all right.
Do you know what the biggest problem is?
What?
I'm watching both of these in comparison to the G1.
Oh, G1 chat.
Well, Sam,
that's right.
Let's have a break because we all need it. The listener needs it. But most importantly, your voice box needs it because it's about to get very busy. So let's come back and talk about the G1 after this.
Look at this impact here from the hardest part of the ring.
Right then, we've done AEW and we've done WWE, and now it's time for a New Japan section because Sam is going to tell us about the G1, and he's going to tell us about what are you going to tell us about, Sam? Is it like key matches?
I'm going to tell you what the best match of each round is in each block, according to me.
Do it.
So take that with a grain of salt. First of all, very quickly, yeah. First of all, very quickly, just going to go through the blocks. Block A, Lance Archer, Kenta, Okada, Fale, Evil, Ospreay, Sanada, Ibushi, Zack Sabre Jr. and Tanahashi. Probably the stronger of the two blocks, I would say. Day one, some incredible matchups from Tanahashi versus Okada, Ibushi versus Kenta. Match of the round for me goes to Sanada versus Zack Sabre Jr. Would strongly recommend that just for some fantastic technical wrestling. Really enjoyable. Sanada, he's on another level. He's got to leave Los Ingobernables soon because he's got to go solo. He's that good.
Nice. Sorry, mate. I'm just doing some other things whilst you do this. I'm just doing some office admin.
That's fine, mate.
You crack on.
Yeah.
John's actually left.
You spreadsheet. I'm going to talk G1. G1, Block B, day one or day two, I guess. So Block B, we've got Jon Moxley, Tomohiro Ishii, Juice Robinson, Taichi, Toriano, I love him, Hiroki Goto, Shingo Takagi, Jeff Cobb, Tetsuya Naito, and Jay White. This block, not as strong as A block, but some shocking results coming up here. So, kind of from that block, you would expect Tetsuya Naito, Jay White probably to be kind of ruling the roost. Both of them 0 for 2 so far.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's top of B block?
So I'm glad you asked. That's a tie between Jon Moxley, Tomohiro Ishii, and Juice Robinson.
Juice Robinson.
I'm going to call it here. Match of the night for me, B block day one, day two even. Shingo Takagi versus Juice Robinson. Two of the best lariats in wrestling you're going to see.
Really?
Yeah.
I love a good lariat.
Juice is killing it recently. Ever since his match with Moxley, he's been on fire and he's been taking that into the G1.
He does go through these phases though, doesn't he, Juice? Where he looks
does.
amazing. He has these amazing matches and then it kind of just drifts around a bit.
Yeah, but he's rocking a bit of a Macho Man gimmick at the moment, or kind of a Macho Man look, sort of. Absolutely killing it in the ring, and he looks a little bit like Tyrion Lannister.
How's Moxley doing?
Jon Moxley, undefeated, absolutely killing it as well. So, he's fought Taichi, he's fought Jeff Cobb. No real problems there.
I love a bit of Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb's been, he's 0 for 2 so far, but he's had some good matches. Sorry, I am spoiling it all for you as well, but the matches are still good.
This is what we need. What I want to know is the matches I have to watch. Because
matches you have to watch. Right, so day one, A block, Sanada, Zack Sabre Jr. Day 2, B block, Shingo Takagi versus Juice Robinson. Day 3, A block, Kenta versus Tanahashi.
Oh, yeah. I saw a little bit of that.
Day 4, B block, and you're not going to believe me here, Tomohiro Ishii versus Jay White. Those are the matches you have to watch. Jay White's...
No Moxley matches.
Jon Moxley is going to have a great match soon, but so far, his first match against Taichi, it was good, but it was a bit of a walkover. His second match against Cobb, I don't know, maybe kind of I don't feel like I'm feeling Cobb that much, but hopefully he'll kind of warm up into the tournament.
I hate Taichi. Ugh.
I love Taichi.
He's great for that amazing gif where he's reading the newspaper. Other than that, rubbish.
I'm going to give one more special mention here to Naito versus Toriano. If you want a fun match, go watch it.
Nice.
I have to watch one Yano match a year. Should that be the one?
I think maybe that's the one.
Okay. It's usually him versus Kenny Omega. That's usually the one Yano match a year.
G1 going really well. I'm going to watch every match and talk about it on this pod.
Every singles match.
Every singles match. Yeah, I'm not watching those tag team matches because
it's so
there's just
hard.
not enough hours in the day.
What was I trying to do? I was trying to watch the Ospreay Archer match, and I'm scrolling through, and you're like, oh fuck, look at all these multi-man matches, all this amazing talent. Well, I feel bad scrolling through it, but you just have to.
Do you know what, actually? You've raised a good point that I completely forgot about. Will Ospreay versus Lance Archer, far better than it had any right to be.
Archer looked amazing.
He did.
But that's what happens when you wrestle Will Ospreay.
New gimmick, new moves. Fortunately, second match was against Farley, and he went back to basically being shit. So
that literally is the Ospreay effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't worry about Farley Archer. It's not worth it. Keep an eye on Ospreay.
Oh, what? You rate him as a decent prospect for the future?
Yeah, I think he's going to do well. I think perhaps
could be a good
he's
wrestler.
Going to be big. Yeah, I think big time.
Man, Sam with the controversial opinions there.
Nice.
There we go.
Is that it?
And that's the G1 roundup. Yeah.
Very good, Sam. Very clear.
Very nice,
very
Sam.
concise. Well done, and thank you very much for that. We are now going to do hardest question of the week.
Question week.
As there has been so much amazing wrestling from around the world, we asked a very simple question on Twitter, which was, if you could only watch one promotion for the next 5 years, which would it be? You guys need to...
Good question.
You need to think
The
about
Masters League, guys.
Sam's new promotion. Sam's Masters League. So it's not very catchy, is it?
The SNL.
Shame it's not
like
SMH. Right, so... Morrison's Prof got in touch and said, at this point, ideally AEW. Why? I really, truly believe in what they're doing and want them to succeed.
Fair.
Yep.
And then Jesse Zookman got in touch. Basically, there was a lot of chat between the two of them, lots of fun stuff. So head over to our Twitter mentions to see what they say. Will Superkick said, shit, that is really hard. But do you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to side with my boys, Riptide Wrestling. I've not missed a show yet. I don't plan on missing a show yet. And I've never had a bad time. It's always amazing with much love shown by many people.
Top
Very
choice.
good. Top
Raw,
choice.
Local indie.
Yeah. WrestlePlug Podcast got in touch and said, AEW by a country mile, the best wrestlers in the world working a high tempo with gritty edge that other companies of that ilk won't attempt. It's utterly compelling every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, valid points.
Yeah, I think that's fair, isn't it?
I'm waiting for the Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a bit of an out there one because Coxie from the Lost Art of Wrestling podcast suggests Game Changer Wrestling, GCW.
Okay, I've not heard of that.
No, where's that based?
It's New Jersey, I believe, and they are the guys who've been responsible for Bloodsport. You know, the Bloodsport events that they've had over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, interesting. And then finally, Jamie Reeves says Core. That's a tough one. I'd probably have to go with Progress just because it made me fall back in love with wrestling again. But Riptide comes bloody close. Incredible, unique product. AEW was close because of the massive potential, and New Japan just because it's New Japan. So
That's a good answer.
What
did you guys go with? Yeah.
John, don't put us on the spot. What are you going to say?
I'm actually going to have to go, just because of all the history and personally, I'm going to have to go WWE. I'm going to have to.
We'd miss it if it went, I think. We really would.
I like it when it's shit. I love it when it's good.
I mean, does that include NXT?
I think NXT could be a separate thing.
No.
No.
It's
Okay,
under
cool.
the same umbrella, surely.
Adam, I've got my answer.
Yeah, I mean, if NXT can be a separate thing, I think NXT that'd be great. Imagine 1 hour a week of wrestling. Amazing.
Yeah.
And then every couple of months, like a nice 2 to 3 hour pay-per-view of all 5-star matches. That has to be
It'd make us struggle to have content for the podcast, though, wouldn't it?
Would it?
I think so.
I mean, every
Actually,
single
no,
wrestling podcast,
every week.
every single wrestling podcast would just be about that. So, you know, there are enough. It's an issue as it is. The amount of wrestling podcasts there are covering the same things, and that's with shed loads of wrestling. So,
yeah, true.
Sam, if it is an NXT, what would it be?
It's probably New Japan.
Ooh.
I just like it. I like it a lot. I feel like kind of they had a big rebuilding job this year, and I'm now watching the G1 and I'm completely engrossed in it.
You're watching all of the G1, mate. Not you're watching all of it.
Do you know what? I'm watching all the G1 and I can probably name the amount of wrestlers I dislike on there on one hand.
It's by like Fale on that hand.
Yes, in fact, he's taken up 4 of the 5 fingers.
Ooh. That makes sense for you though, Sam. Obviously, you love Japan. You've been over there, been to some events. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go for Riptide. Not just because I'm on
controversial.
I'm on the Riptide podcast, which is coming up very soon. The review of Point Break, which was a lot of fun. But it's our local promotion, so it means it'd be wrestling I could go to, it's wrestling that we all love going to, and every single time we go, it's great fun. They've got a great atmosphere there. They've got an amazing community of fans. All the staff are brilliant. Some of the storylines they're putting together are incredible as well. We got to see Pac,
That was cool.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to follow that. It'd be horrible to think that would just be dead in the water when it's just growing into an incredible promotion already. So Riptide for me, WWE for John, and New Japan for Sam. What do you reckon Brett would pick?
New Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Cool.
Guy's got taste.
It does have great taste.
Good stuff. Well, we have done it. We have managed to kind of review 3 different promotions, 3 different events, and it hasn't taken us as long as we expected. So do you want to go back and talk about all the matches we didn't get to?
I think Sam needs a break. I think Sam definitely needs a break.
I'm wrestled out, boys.
No wrestling for you for at least a week.
That's what the doctor said.
Yeah.
Although
and then I stuttered
G1 tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, G1 tomorrow.
G1's back on tomorrow. We've got 3 straight days of that. And I am looking forward to it.
Right, next podcast will most likely be next week. We did have a week off last week. I don't know what we're going to do next week. We're all over the place. We haven't got anything planned, but keep an eye on
G1 Roundup.
Maybe. Roundup. That could be good. Something like that, who knows? Hey, do you know what? I had an idea, and I'm going to say this on air. We do our Rewind episodes.
Yes.
Obviously, we all enjoy that because we get to go back and watch some old stuff. Sometimes with some of the things like our rewinds or our top 5s, there's quite a lot of work involved in it. I was thinking we could do like something along the lines of a rewind, but instead of an old pay-per-view, it's just a classic match. And we have to each agree to watch it at least 3 times each or something and really go deep into a classic match and why it was so good. Good idea?
Is it a Yano match?
John, please be enthusiastic, or is it a terrible idea?
I need to think about it.
You had me until you said we need to watch the match 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to watch it 3 times. I'm just thinking you might want to watch it a good few times, so you pick up on stuff that you may have missed and be like, and then there's this bit with this guy in the crowd, and then I really love the way the ref did this, and then I'd never noticed this bit before.
I like the idea, Adam. If I had to point out one of our weaknesses as a podcast, it's our attention to detail.
Yeah, so watch a match 3 times. I think we need to workshop this idea. I reckon the listeners are absolutely chomping at the bit. So if you like the idea of that, listeners, please do get in touch. But keep an eye on our social media where we will let you know what we are going to do next week. Talking of social media, what is it, Sam?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me, Adam, because you can now email us.
I asked you what the social media was. I thought you'd be able to mix it up, but no.
Hey, I got it. You threw me the ball. I caught it, because you can email us at hardestpartofthering@gmail.com. You want to catch us on the socials, Academast? You can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at hardestpartpod.
Nice.
And you want to buy something from us, maybe a t-shirt? You can get us at hardestpartofthering.bigcartel.com.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much for listening. Brett, well, let's face it, he's too busy to have listened to this, so we'll just text him if we wanted to send him a message. But Brett will hopefully be back next week. But until then, it is goodbye from Sam.
See you later.
Goodbye from John.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from me, Adam. And that was the hardest part of the ring.
That is the hardest part of that ring.